Welcome aboard, everybody. My name is Dubious. This thing is called Fly in Formation. It's a spin-off from my weekly mix show. I do a mix show called After the Smoke is Clear. Play independent Canadian hip-hop every week. And as a spin-off, I wanted to start talking to artists across the country. So here we are, back to regular scheduled program, kicking off 2026. I'm joined by Junk once again. Last time I talked to you, man, you were over in Germany, I want to say, was it?
I think I was in Berlin. Yeah, man. So the leg is way better this time.
Good, good. That always makes things less complex when we don't have to wait a split second to make sure the other person's done talking. But yeah, dude, appreciate you being here to join me. How you feeling with 2026? New year. You got outlook on the prospects for 2026 coming up?
Definitely, man. First of all, thanks for having me on the show. And is this the first guest of 2026?
Yeah, this is for sure. Yeah.
Nice, man. That's nice. I appreciate that. Honored, bro.
Hey,
2026 is good, man. Same. Just keep grinding, working really hard, and launching new things and more music, and just putting sticks in the putting multiple sticks in different fires is what I'm doing. Building a business up, building a brand up, and just networking and working, grinding, and doing what I love, which is making the art essentially. So it's gonna be. It sounds repetitive, but like I just been doing it for years, so I just got to keep on this path, man.
I
Things are
think
getting sweet. Yeah,
like the indie grind is all about that repetition, right? You've got to really just keep hammering it home, and you get a few fans every project on board,
yeah,
more and more so, and just keep building, right?
yep,
Do you have projects planned for 2026? I know I've seen you're promoting the pre-sale for a vinyl with IR Evans coming up.
yeah. Peep this.
Yeah,
Check. Yeah. So yeah, the first thing that I got in the chamber is like you said, the Horrible Pleasures album, which is gonna come out like on digital late March. But this is the vinyl right here. So it's my
nice,
first
man.
vinyl press ever. I've never did a vinyl before. I don't know why, but I'm
Yeah,
feeling more stupid as I go along because they're moving like crazy, and now I'm like, oh man, how much more money or just more things could I have given to some fans that are into that? So, anyways, it is what it is. My first vinyl. I'm excited. You can pre-order it now at mynameisjunk.com. I only made 100 copies. We're at like not many copies left. I got to do more for the tour because I think like I'm gonna not have any on this Horrible
uh,
Pleasures tour coming up February 8th across Canada.
nice.
Um, yeah, the back is designed by my homie Mark from Future Ink Traditions. He's a cartoonist. He prints shirts and does merch and all that. So he's an incredible artist. But basically, what happened here is last February while I was in Germany over doing my European thing, I was walking past this door with my great uncle. So it's my grandmother's brother, younger brother,
Okay.
and he was just telling me everything about. Well, this is in Frankfurt. This door. We were walking around, and he's like, "Yo," in German. He's like, "Do you mind if I just tell you historic things going on?" I'm like, "Oh, I love that. I'm a history guy." So we stopped in front of this door, and he's like, "That door looks random and just obsolete, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like whatever." And he's like, "Well, this door used to be the apartment door to Rosemary Nitrobit was her name. She was Germany's most famous call girl in the 50s or late 40s. She was balling. She had a lot of money. This was like a baller apartment upstairs. She ended up getting murdered in 1957, November 2nd, I believe. And it was a high profile case. She got strangled, but no one knew who it was. She was sleeping with a bunch of bankers, elites, the rich
Yeah.
aristocrat type of people.
Okay.
So when he told me that story, I was like, man, I got an album that's done and it's called Horrible Pleasures, but I need an idea for the cover and concept. So when he dropped that on me, standing in front of that door, which I took the
Yeah.
picture of with my iPhone, I was like, yo, that's like that could be the cover of the album. So I took the pic because it was, there's some history behind this picture. And then I had an epiphany. I was like, what if on the cover it's that? And then when you flip the cover, it's what's happening on the backside of that door, but in cartoon form. So I hit up my homie Mark and he designed it all. And yeah, you can if you buy the vinyl and once I drop the artwork like real on online, that whole story I just told is kind of there in an anecdote. It's broken down. And Frankfurt's also the city I was born in. So it was kind of like yeah, it ties everything. It ties me together and it ties the album metaphor together with this uh cover and back of what's going on. So yeah,
Nice,
that's
man.
my
I like
first
the
vinyl ever.
visual. I was going to ask you specifically about like, what is that building? I was going to guess maybe it was the studio or something in
Yeah.
Vancouver you recorded it at, but
No,
no, that's
yeah.
makes a
Yeah.
lot makes a lot of sense there. I guess maybe how come you called the album Guilty or no, not Guilty Pleasures.
Horrible
What is it?
pleasures.
Horrible Pleasures. Yeah. Where'd you pull that
I
title
actually
from?
I didn't come up with this title. My friend IR Evan, the producer of this album, came out. We were just hanging out in the studio making this project, and we just talk a lot of shit while we're working. And but sometimes things just come out randomly, just for fun, whatever. And this he said that. I think we were kind of like low key just joke beefing with one another, like whatever. Hanging out with you is a fucking horrible pleasure, like like kind of like I hate you, but I love you. And I'm like,
Right.
oh shit, horrible pleasures. That's crazy. And it just stuck as soon as he said it, and we both agreed that it just made sense for the project. Once you listen to it, you can figure out why we use that title, but I don't want to give too much away on that. Just let the listener do it. But yeah, it was kind of just that sometimes you just hear things and it just automatically. We were looking for titles that came out without looking for one, and it just kind of like stuck. So we used it, and I turned it into a whole thing. That's the beauty of doing the art. You can just find meaning in something
Yeah.
that means nothing, and then you can turn it into something and yeah, go profound with it. So
For
shout out
real.
to IRM.
So last I talked to you, I remember asking you like how important is pressing vinyl, and you kind of, from what I can remember, anyways, I didn't go back and watch that interview again before this, but I'm pretty sure you were kind of still kicking around the idea of pressing vinyl, and we're wondering like if the fan base wanted it or not. And now it sounds like you've made up that decision. But uh,
Yeah,
did you do some kind of crowd survey to figure out whether you should do it, or what solidified your position that you should press the vinyl?
I just did a couple like old head Facebook posts like, yo, I'm on my Facebook, IG. It just asked people, yo, would you buy a vinyl if I dropped it? There's quite a bit of response on it. So I just went and pulled the trigger and did it. I mean, I think we had a discussion about CDs too last time. Like CDs, I still got a lot of them that I just want to clear the inventory with. They're cool to have at shows, something
Yeah,
to sign, whatever. But vinyl's been around for what 130 years now, so it's like, and it's not going anywhere. And I just see more and more independent artists, especially, just pushing that. So yeah, I'm kind of inspired by what other people are doing, and I
yeah,
just see it working for them. And again, you don't need to sell 10. I mean, you don't need to send 10,000 units of a project. You sell 100 to 200 copies at $50 a piece. That's not bad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Couple bags here, couple bags there, and and you can eat off this shit. So
Hell yeah, man. 100
yeah.
before you're out the door on the tour. That's a pretty good look. Do you think you'll actually be able to get more vinyl pressed in time for what did you say,
Be
February
honest,
8th?
to be honest, it starts February 8th, but that's like I added the show really late. Wasn't even supposed to be part of the tour in Yellowknife.
Okay.
Um, but the actual tour starts February 26th. So I just put in the order for another 100. It'll be done in time. They've guaranteed me it'll be done on time. Shout out to Flip and Jay, which is DJ Flip Out and Jay Swing, legendary veteran DJs from Vancouver, Canada. Like Flip Out, big legend out here. They have an imprint, and they printed this for me. Collaboration with Household and Flip and J.
Nice, man.
They press a lot of the Rascals, the reissues, Barrington Levy singles, all that shit. They do a lot of work here, and
Nice.
we collabed on this. So yeah, they guaranteed me that we're gonna get some more done for the tour. So I'm stoked on that. I was
Oh,
worried, but it's gonna be all right.
that's dope to support local, and it's nice that you probably save a little bit on shipping, and the timeline is sped up because they're right there in
Yeah,
the same city as you and all that. So yeah, that
yeah,
sounds like it works so well.
yeah, man.
Um I guess let's talk more about Vancouver. What's it like being back in Vancouver? Did shit change while you were gone, or how's the local landscape feeling these days?
Nah, man, the landscape's the same. I mean, I came back in winter first, October 1st. Honestly, I haven't seen too many people or done too much other than just locking in the studio and recording, shooting film, and being creative and doing creative stuff just to build up my. Basically, I came back to load up the chamber for 2026, just recording, shooting, editing, planning, and strategizing. And that's kind of what I've been doing for the last 3 months since I've been back in Vancouver. Tapped in with a couple of homies, but it's always on some work stuff where, we launched the householdbrand.com. It's a new household. This is the old one, this is the OG, but we launched our first website with our first official collection, incorporated the business. So that's been taking a lot of time, just running the day-to-day operations and just like running back ends and automation and shipping and all that stuff. So we're doing all that kind of tricky back end stuff that I really despise doing that type of stuff, but it's all part of the business, getting our
Yeah.
SEOs popping, all that. So this year's been really pushing the brand. I mean, we just started this year, but the last 3 months was building that up to a point of release, which we've done. And yeah, just been cooking in the studio. And I've been working with some really interesting artists that are very notable. And I don't want to tell you quite yet because I really want to jump. I don't want to
Sure.
jump the gun. I want to
Yeah.
surprise people. But let's just say this, I'm working with some artists that just been buzzing for a while and that they deserve a lot of recognition and respect. And it's going to be crazy when we actually drop this publicly. It's going to be
Sure.
hard. So that's all I got to say.
Nice, man. So they're artists you know locally then, guys around
Artists
town?
that artists that everybody knows, especially
Everybody
in
knows.
Canada, in the
Yeah.
States too. They're heavy hitters, man. Spitters.
Dope.
I got connected with some really good people just
And
out of
are we
doing
talking
the
about
same
a
thing.
full project or like just
We don't know
little
yet. We
features
don't know
kind of?
yet. We don't know
Okay.
yet. That's what I'm
Okay.
not gonna
Still
say,
coming
but
together. Okay.
we're
Okay.
just definitely the beginning of a working relationship has started, texts,
Nice.
communication, but that's just because they've been doing their thing in their lane. I've been doing it in mine. And then it's only a matter of time that, when people just grind and really work hard and are dedicated, like those paths will cross eventually. So now we're like at that crossing. I'm
Yeah.
stoked for it. So it's gonna be dope.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what happens here. I'll be happy to play it on After the Smoke is Clear as it drops or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely keep me in the loop.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
how about so I was wondering with this like pre-order for the vinyl, you mentioned that the music isn't out yet. Is the
Just a
plan to
single.
keep it vinyl exclusive or
Nah.
okay,
The thing is, first, it's my first vinyl ever, so that's already something special. Secondly, the shipments go out January 15th. And the tour doesn't start till like February 26th, technically, right? So the people that order this, they're going to be able to hear this. I'm dropping this album digitally March 20th. So they're going to be able to listen to this record front to back. What is that? 2.5 months before it's out for digital.
okay.
So that's like you getting exclusivity for time here for a period of time. It's my first vinyl. It's a Flip and Jake press, and yeah, so it's kind of exclusive temporarily. Um,
They
but
haven't
no,
been
I do
sent
want
out yet, right? I saw on your story, I think
not yet.
somebody said, "Hey, I got my copy of it." And I was like, "What?" I thought it was just pre-order still. Is that the
That's
artist of it?
that's for people that are local to Vancouver. That are like,
Okay.
yo, man, I'll buy that if can you meet me here or they'll come meet me. And I'm like,
Sure.
I'm not going to deny them a record. It's not like they're putting it online.
Yeah.
So whatever. If you're here, that's just what happens when you're in Vancouver. If you know me and I'm at a spot, you can just come through and pick up a copy. So sign
That
it
makes
for you,
sense,
and
man.
I'm signing every copy and sending them. But yeah, January 15th, shipping them. All the orders that I have will be shipped, other than the couple ones that I dropped off to a few people around Vancouver that have asked for it. So
Nice, man. So for the lyrics on Horrible Pleasures, was it stuff that you were writing while you were overseas? I know, last we
nah,
talked, you were saying that you were just in a writing frenzy over there pretty
yeah,
much.
no. This horrible pleasures I wrote and recorded it all before I even went to Europe.
Okay.
This was all done at the back end, recording here in Vancouver, all produced by Ira Evan. All the guitar is played live by Jasper Shreds, who's in Uncle Strut, very popular band right now, touring the whole world.
Okay.
He's our homie from way back in the day. He crushed the guitar, and then I got some vocals from Seven Tavis, who I've done some work with in the past. R&B vocalist, super super good, and my boy Neff. He didn't want to be credited on the album because he's one of those like mysterious artist types. But I'm
Sure.
shout out to Neff. He's got a couple vocal pieces on the record here and there. He said, "Don't credit me." He's just like that. And
I-
then yeah, so
Is
artwork
there
by
lots of live instrumentation on it?
there is.
Like
There's a
you
lot of
mentioned the guitar player. Yeah.
almost every song, bro. Like IR Evan, he'll use I don't even know what he uses anymore. Sometimes he'll use Splice. right? Which is like so frowned upon. But the thing is, he'll use splice, reinterpolate it himself,
Yeah.
produce over it, and then go play live drums over a splice loop that he just got. So he'll have live drums on it, then he'll play bass on it. He just maybe hit a snare on it or do like a hi hat on it. All with almost every song I think has live instrumentation on it, live bass on top of not primarily Splice, but just maybe one or two things are from Splice. A couple other things are samples from I don't know where he found. Some things are just produced with no samples by him on keyboard and a pad, and then he drums over it. So yeah, he can do everything. So I'm
Nice, man.
cool with someone using Splice like that who can just do whatever he wants with it, manipulate it, add a live. You can feel the live instrumentation on this album big time. That's why I wanted to put it on vinyl too.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
it's
Yeah.
got a very dusty, gritty, muddier sound than a couple of my other projects for sure. So
Do you think that the industry is going to start moving away from sampling as much? Like it makes me sad to even ask that because I feel like
crazy,
sampling
right?
is such a pillar, right? But with like the integration of AI into everything, they're going to be just easier and easier for the corporations to scan and sweep the internet for things that they own and fucking,
Insane, bro.
Spotify teaming up with the sample snitches of whatever that website was, who
Uh,
sampled it or whatever.
Amplify or something.
Yeah, yeah. But
Good
apparently that's
question.
all integrated now. Like, yeah, it might be. I mean, I noticed when I was listening to the last album you dropped with Hungry there, like there's some recognizable voices on that one,
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't tell you how much pain that was to upload that record. Like I uploaded that album. Shout out to the 11th hour. Eng produced the whole thing. Shout out to Hungry. But I uploaded that album like maybe 8 to 9 times and had to remove it, get flagged, and they would just be like, "Yo, on this song, there's something recognizable." Then you got to remove the whole record. Go to the producer, go to the engineer. Yo, this song was flagged again. Then you got to like reinterpret a vocal sample, or you got to pitch something down or pitch something up to manipulate the vocal or the sample or the loop. Man,
Yeah,
I literally happened like 8 or 9 times with several of the songs where we had to change things around. It was crazy, so painful. So yes, I think sampling is going to become less, and that sucks because I mean hip hop is so sample based. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Reinvigorating old records, bringing them to life again, reinterpolating them. But that was a headache, and I never want to do that again. And that was like, oh man, like I spent months uploading, re-uploading. That album came up hella late because of this
okay.
issue,
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, did you have to push it back as a result? Yeah, that sucks,
which
man.
was okay because we ended up dropping the 11th hour on the 11th month on the 11th date, Remembrance Day, which was kind of cool. It was on the 11, 11, 11 type of thing.
Yeah.
So if you're into numerology and numbers, that was a cool element of it. But yeah, it was a headache, man. It was a big headache. I think
So
sampling will still obviously stick around, but what's going to happen is we're going to hear a lot of artists having the same samples because they're going to go to sample free clearance samples that they can just get for free. You know
right.
what I mean? Or pay for like $5 and you get a loop. So it's like the cheap samples or the free samples, we're going to hear a lot of that because who's got the money like me? I don't got 10 G's to clear. They'll 50 G's for this, something,
Yeah.
or even $500 for, let's say, times 15 samples for a record. Like, sucks, but I can do better with that money. I can do other
For
things with
sure.
that money. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
going to be, I think you're going to hear a lot of similar samples in a lot of artists' work, or they're just going to be forced to go fully original and learn instruments and just hire session players to sample things, which is, I don't know, pros and cons to that, I guess. But
Yeah. You mentioning numerology has made me jump a couple questions down the line here. I wanted to ask, and I need to preface this by saying I don't believe at all that you are a white supremacist or that you espouse any of those beliefs. But I heard on that fucking album with Hungry on the 11th hour, you got a bar on there where you finished out a song saying something like, salute to the eighth letter and you best to double it. And I was like, yo, I don't know if you're familiar with dog whistles from racist white people, but I live in Alberta. I have to be familiar with
yeah,
racist dog
fuck those
whistles to
people
know who to stay the fuck away from.
for sure.
Um, and so hearing that, I mean, that whole 88 thing, and I had never equated HH. Anytime I've ever heard you shout out HH, I'd never thought of this angle until
Until
that
that.
bar with the salute part in there, and I was like, "Oh fuck no!" I got to ask you about this. So I'm not asking this as a gotcha moment. I'm asking this because I assume you're going to clarify that
Soundbite,
that's not what you meant.
clip
Yeah.
farming, soundbite. No, man. Fuck those people, man. Those people can eat shit and die, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Nah. If anything, I'm so not into that world at all. Now that you're bringing it up to me, I can see that, but
Yeah.
that means it's household. You know what I mean? It's just a clever way of shouting out the double H's, which is the brand that we're pushing.
Right. I just
Um,
wanted to give you the opportunity to say that out loud because if
Thank
I
you.
heard it and recognized it, I
Thank you.
thought there might be other white guys out there who hear it and recognize it and they
That's
think, "Oh, this
crazy.
guy's, our champion or whatever." So, yeah, fuck
That's
those
crazy.
guys. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Nah, that's crazy talk. That's crazy. But yeah, thanks
Good,
for letting
good.
me give my 2 cents in there.
Present clarity on it, I guess, or whatever, right? So, yeah.
I don't even think it needed to be brought up anyways. Like on my end for clarity, people are that's
People
crazy.
who
But
know you would know that.
no, but it's
But
cool. I appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah. But that's
yeah. And
funny. If
people who
anything,
listen
it's
to you.
fucking comedic to me. If anything, it's like, nah, bro, I'll claim that shit. That's my shit. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you've had that brand for a long time, and like I said, I'd never thought of that
That's
before, but just
crazy.
that one bar, made me think like, oh God, are we pulling an Elon Musk here? But I assumed that that wasn't what was happening, and yeah, uh,
Pretty far from that, brother.
good, good, as it should be in the realm of hip hop. I appreciate hearing that. So I guess can we talk more about this clothing line that you're dropping, the household clothing line? Did you
Yo, you're not a white supremacist, are you? Let's talk about household.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, we're transitioning back from the HH to the
I
household
love it.
brand.
That's
Now
funny.
let's talk about the real, what it actually is representing, right? The
Well,
household brand.
segue, yeah, household, we've been repping it for like 15 years. It was I didn't even come up with the name. But 15 years ago, my boy Aspire used to battle rap in KOTD, rap battle in Vancouver. He was part of a group named Main Offenders with Catch 23 and Zachariah. And then there was another group, Animal Crackers. We had Eng producing for everybody and Hungry in it. And when I came to Vancouver, those guys were just in the hood. They were just, in East Van and kind of just house parties. I would meet those guys there, open mics. And we started kind of just uh, butting heads a little bit because I was an out of towner. But then they took me in after that when, you know how it
Sure.
goes. It's the
Yeah,
first you're
yeah.
like, who
You're
is
a new
this? And
guy
then it's
on
like,
the
ah, he's
scene.
cool.
Yeah,
Exactly. So then we just started building and making music, recording, freestyling at parties together, at open mics, and just like being very similar in nature. And we cared about this. We listened to the same hip hop, the Big L's and Mob Deeps and Woos and J's.
yeah,
So we just yeah, they already have this little clique called Household, and they made a mixtape called Household: The Grand Entrance, and that's kind of where it kicked off. That was like 2010, and then I kind of became part of their clique, and we made another group inside that clique called Northwest Division, and that was me, Hungry, and Catch 23. Um, yeah, and then we did a couple projects. He decided to step back. That's Cole Brownstone, my boy Catch 23, decided to do some other stuff and take a managerial role and just didn't care for rapping that much anymore. So then it just became me and Hungry, and we really pushed it heavy for a few years here in Van until he had a baby. Then he had to step away. He had a son. He had to step away a little bit. Couldn't tour. And I was like, yo, I don't have kids or anything. So I was in full tour mode, snacks on me, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, it just that household identity of just grinding, making music, hustling CDs on the streets. We used
yeah.
to go to people in restaurants, eating on patios, and like they didn't want to hear hip hop or anything we had to say, but we pull up on them. Yo, you guys like hip hop? They're like eating. They're like, it was like, do you want to hear a verse? Like just forcing them to like political or what do you want to hear? And then we just spit acapellas to their faces. And a lot of people would be like, yo, get the fuck out of my face. But also a lot of people would be like, yo, here's $20, give me that CD. And they were impressed. And so that
Nice.
hustle mentality and just grinding and not caring what anyone thinks and just being determined and hustling and having ambition, that's basically what we turned the household philosophy into, the household brand. It's 15 years of that. All of us have done different businesses and ventures, and my homie imports things from abroad, and Homie's got online dispensaries. The other guys are engineers and singers and producers, and we rap, and some of us are artists and designers and painters, and all of that philosophy of just doing art, but being determined and pushing and hustling and sharing our resources together has kind of been the household way. And it's been a family, you know what I mean? So it's the
Yeah.
household family. What better? Household is a great name because it's like family household. So it's
Yeah.
basically a metaphor for we're all under one roof. We all have a room in this house, and everyone's welcome in every room to do anything we need to do. And we're just a big family. And that's the brand that we're pushing. It's not just, the philosophy is togetherness,
Yeah.
ironically, as opposed to that other shit that you mentioned. It's
Divisiveness. Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
everyone is treated equally, is a big family. We're always growing, and so many people are welcome to be part of that movement. And if you believe in that, then buy some household shit at thehouseholdbrand.com, because that's what we represent.
I
Unity,
think I'm going
quality.
to. Like, I saw you wearing it was like a black long sleeve. I want one of
Yeah,
those. Says household across the
house
front of it. I think
word.
I'll pick that up as soon as we're done
Thanks, bro.
talking here. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, I wanted to know, like, did you design the stuff, or where do you get the designs for the
the
clothes? And
design are actually made by Neff, who's his name's Corey. He's one of the co-founders and co-owners of Household. He's the main designer. He's actually, like, by trade, he's a graphic designer. He's incredible. I don't know if you've ever seen those Household wings. He drew that with, like, this Japanese marker, one take, and then digitized it. But he's a graphic designer. He does a lot of work for a lot of different companies. But yeah,
okay,
we've been homies forever. And side note, he used to rap, sings, does everything. He used to be an Alpha Omega with Prevail.
oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
actually the reason why his name's Neff is because he is Prevail's nephew from Swollen. So
okay.
that's like one of my best friends, and him, Hungry, and I are the owners of Household, the actual brand itself, and he is the designer. He designs everything. So
I
yeah,
thought
he's
Alpha
incredible.
Omega was Prev and his brother. It was Prev and his nephew, or
It's Alpha Omega was is a band. It was Prev and Neff is called Neff because he's the nephew to Prevail. So yeah,
okay. Oh
that's
damn.
Neff. Prevail is Neff's uncle. So
Okay, cool. And they don't make music anymore as Alpha Omega. I used to play some Alpha Omega stuff on
I
Atzik.
don't
Yeah.
I don't know if they did a lot of stuff, but
Okay. Yeah.
um
Who knows?
I can't
I'll
speak
have
on
to ask them. Yeah, I'll have to ask them.
I can't speak on their musical activity
Situation.
at the moment.
Yeah.
But I know that
Gotcha.
me and Neff are very active with this line that we just launched with Hungry. So thehouseholdbrand.com. Yeah, he's the designer. Obviously we oh, that looks crazy, or that's cool, or can we add this? There's
Yeah.
always input, but he really knows how to make things very, very legit. And he's also sourcing all the garments from different countries, and yeah, it's not just China. It's like Portugal fabrics. It's once you get that shirt, you order that, you'll see it's one of the craziest, heaviest, amazing fabrics that I've ever had for a t-shirt for a long sleeve. It's nice, man. You'll have it forever. It's like a very good quality shirt.
Good to hear, man. So, are there plans then to, do kind of yearly new drops in the clothing line, or like,
Seasonally, yeah, yeah. We're gonna do see. We got another drop coming up here for Valentine's Day. But yeah, the idea is to drop every season, maybe change a couple colorways, but new designs. Like the line that we just dropped is called the Collegiate line, which is just it's the launching line. It's a test line. It's a beautiful line, but we're always going to do different things with different styles every season. So you'll see that as time progresses. But yeah, that's the idea. Every season, drop something and just keep pushing. And but the quality is premium, and that's our beanies. They're like $50. People are like, "Yo, $50 beanie." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's merino wool." You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's very nice
it's
stuff.
not
So
cheap. Yeah,
it's not cheap. It's embroidered merino wool, which is expensive to make, but we don't want to just be a merch line. Like I got junk stuff it's okay quality. It's not the best, but it's not as expensive. That I sell on a merch table.
yeah.
Or most bands do. But this stuff isn't just a merch line. It's like a premium lifestyle brand. It's on par with essentials or fear of God, all that type of stuff. It's
Yeah.
high quality stuff. So the prices are a bit more, but you'll see when you touch them. It's really about getting it and then understanding and sporting it and be like, oh shit, this is like it's nice gear.
Well, and
Um,
like you said, it's nice for artists to have, cheap merch to start with or
Oh,
whatever, or as an alternative to the expensive stuff, you know.
yeah.
But I think a lot of artists kind of just like get some AI design and slap it on a toque and call it a day or whatever.
Yeah, we're not doing that. This is all carefully constructed, premium garments, sourced. Well, it comes with tags and thank you cards, our own packaging. We got everything. Yeah, we went
Yeah,
above and beyond. So, but that's not to
nice.
say that my merch drops that I just picked up yesterday are like bad quality. I went nuts. The guy that designed the back of this vinyl, he designed all my merch. So with
Oh,
these
nice.
kind of figures, it's crazy. The merch is crazy, but I'm not going to put it online. It's only going to be at the merch tables at these shows that I'm doing on this tour coming up. That way
Nice.
it's like incentive for people that already spent 25, $30 on a ticket. They get first stab at any of this gear that I'm dropping. So,
Yeah, when
which is
it's
also
incentive
really
to
nice.
get people in the door in the first place too, if that's the only place that they can get it, right? Yeah,
Hey man, when you're indie, you got to be creative and think of like, okay, how can I get people through the door? Dope openers in every city, kind of curated, by the whole team. Incentives like that's the only place you can get the merch. The remaining vinyl will be there. Obviously, the show itself, of course. But yeah, you got to do as many things as you can to get people like hyped up. Like, oh, I'm going, and this ticket will get me access to the show, to some great openers, just a good night overall, and to early access to, or one of the only accesses to the merch that he dropped, the tour merch. So
beautiful. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
So on that album with Hungry, there was a bar, or not even a bar, at the end of an outro. He was talking about how kind of like finding your purpose is the point. And I just wanted to ask you, like, you to me look like a guy who feels like you've found your purpose. Can you put words on that that don't rhyme? I guess I know you express that in your music all the time, but
I mean that song, the meaning. I think you're talking about.
yeah, that's the one.
I mean, yeah, it's all in the verse there on my verse. To be honest, to me it means to liberate from being a sheep and feeling great and see my dreams while still awake. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No need
my
to say it if it's better to rhyme it, then that's the better way to say it, man. Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, I mean, it's peppered in there. The meaning and purpose to me is really, I feel like I'm lucky because not a lot of people get to find their purpose and meaning or their passion. Maybe they get to find it, but they don't get to live it out and actually,
yeah,
travel the world from it, meet new people from it, share their art, listen to people's opinions on it, make money off it, and make a living off it. So I got to do that. I'm really honored and privileged, obviously. So yeah, man, my purpose feels like it's pretty fulfilled in that regard because
yeah.
I get to do art. I get to talk about my art with people like you. I get to share it with people in different countries and continents and just get to make it. I get to sell vinyls before I even go on tour.
Yeah.
I'm just very grateful, man. So all these little things, people buying my merch, shaking my hand, wanting to get my autograph tattooed on them, all that shit is like, how can you not feel like that's your purpose? You know what I mean? Especially all that is beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's what people say to you, like privately, whether face to face or just online in a DM. Like I get so many really insane messages where I just like, yo, man, like I'm literally, trying to improve my life after hearing this verse or this record. I seen you go from, partying heavy and we used to party together and like here you are fully sober and saying some really uplifting things. And I've changed my life. Last year, I went sober, been a year sober. Thank you to your music. Or just like, yo, I went and got a better job because of this hype song that you made. And like, thank you for inspiring me to go to the gym and work out. Cause it's
Yeah.
that shit right there is like, woo, that's the
Yeah.
highest honor. And that's like fulfilling my purpose for sure, So
Dude, that's big what you said about a lot of people probably know what their purpose is or feel like they know what their purpose is, but they don't get the chance to actualize it and live it and go out and actually benefit from it and have all those good experiences. So
bro, I think that's Jay-Z. I shout out to Jay because I think he said that one time. It's like everyone is something they're good at and a passion. But it's like I think I don't know what the quote exactly was, but he's like, it's very few of us that actually find it and then tap into it and use it to our advantage. So he's like, we all have that, but it's that's why we're privileged to like if you're an artist and you find what you're good at artistically and then you can make that your whole being. That's the privilege, right there.
what what mix of like luck, skill, and dedication do you think it takes for an artist to actually reach that point where they can, actually live that dream kind of like what do you credit for getting here? Is it just grinding away for 20 years or like
More, bro. I've been grinding for. 25 years on this, but
I didn't want to make us sound that old. Come on, man.
I'm old as fuck, bro. You know what? I'm getting better still with time. It's a mixture of everything you said. I think it's
Yeah.
obviously you gotta be a little bit delusional too to begin with. You gotta believe in yourself, and that's the delusion where it's like, okay, at the beginning, I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this, and I was terrible. My music was off time. I didn't know how to record or any of these. I didn't even know how to write well. No
Yeah.
hooks, nothing. But if you got so you got to be delusional a bit and have self belief, which teeters kind of on the same thing. And then yeah, you just got to grind and work for it every day and build good relationships, be determined, be focused. A little bit of luck, of course. It's like on your path, who do you meet? But then again, it's like, is that luck or is that because you were
Because you were
grinding
there.
so hard that you
Yeah.
got yourself on this path? And on that path, it's only natural that like I said before, the first thing I said on this interview is like I was been on this path. Other people that I'm going to be working with soon have been on this. But if you're on your own path, at one point paths cross, and that's kind of so. Like, is that luck, or is that just years of preparation and grinding and being dedicated to what you're doing? So
Well, and putting
call it
yourself in
whatever
the
you
right
want.
spot. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
there's a
being at
lot
the
of
right.
being in the right spot. It's a question of, yeah, like you said, is that luck or is that because certain people put themselves in the right spot and put themselves out there like that? Maybe
Manifestation
more of the
only
second
works
one.
if you have ambition, and if like so.
Yeah,
I did
100%,
this
man.
like I did this concert in Italy for 40,000 people opening for the MS Killa, who's the Drake of Italy. I didn't even hear of this guy before.
Yeah,
Pardon my ignorance. But I was like,
news to me. Yeah,
I was just ready. The DJ that was opening that day seen me at another show in Italy like a couple months before that, and he's like, "Dude, you're nuts! Like, you want to open for this big artist and blah 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 soon?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man. That's what I'm there for, right?" So he's seen me, bro. I pull up to the venue and I'm like, "Yo, where's the club?" They're like, "Club? This is not a club." Because it was an arena. It was like a theme park arena. It was 40,000 people. I'm like,
yeah.
there's got to be like a club inside one. He's like, there's no club. That's the stage. I'm like, what? What? And then I didn't even know I was rocking for 40,000 people till like 2 hours before the show. But segue is I killed it somewhere else. I was prepared. I was focused. My mind was clear. Because see, when I used to drink and party, I could have just been sloppy and forgot I even talked to that dude or acted like a fool, and he wouldn't have asked me to come and do this other show. But I was clear, conscious, killed
Yeah,
it. 2 months later, I got this other opportunity. So it's like, is that luck or is that me just being rewarded by the universe by just being on point,
or putting
on
work
time,
in. Yeah,
professional? And, so it's like, it's a bit of both, obviously. So, but if you're prepared for any situation, sometimes call it luck. You'll be rewarded by the universe, I think.
yeah, man. So you just mentioned like, that this guy was Italy's Drake, and forgive me, I forget his name already. You just
MS,
maybe said
EMIS, Killa.
MS
MS
Killa.
Killa. Insane.
Okay. Yeah,
I was
so
like,
it sounds like he's doing big things if he's, comparable to a Drake, from Italy. But I was just thinking like, Drake is Canada's Drake, obviously, but he kind of wasn't until he was also America's Drake. Like he,
right.
really blew up all over at the same time. I feel like more
Sure.
so than
Sure.
like being big in Canada first.
Yeah.
Um, in your experience in European countries, do most of those countries have an actual hip hop environment where there is big name acts who are really popping locally but aren't world recognized like that? Like,
I think it's more definitely. I think it's more so like that in Europe, from what I gathered just in my last like year.
yeah,
That's primarily also due to the fact that all the countries in Europe they just speak the one language, right? Like
mm,
I was in Finland. I don't even remember what this guy's name is because I was there with Conway the Machine. Conway played. I played before him, and then the headliner. It was the 20,000 people at this festival. What was it called? Malaka Festival in Finland, just outside of Helsinki. This guy shows up in a double decker tour bus with his face on it, his name, everything. I don't remember this dude, but he killed it. He was amazing live. Had a whole band, big fireworks, pyrotechnics, all that. Bodied it, but he was singing in Finnish. So it's like, how big can you get outside of your own native country when you're
right.
singing in Finnish, right? So, but I mean, again, I was like, this, and all the people knew this guy's lyrics front to back, 20,000 deep screaming. I'm like, that. So yeah, man, like in Italy, I've seen that. But again, he sings in Italian. So how you can't get bigger than that, like when you're rapping. No one in, I'm sure a couple people listen to MS Killa in the States here and there. But like, at the end of the day, if you speak English, which is the international language for hip hop, really, it just sets you apart. It gives you way more opportunities. But yeah, man, different
Yeah.
places I went to, I'd noticed some crazy acts that were huge, but I think they're only huge in their countries, you know? So
So do you think that those countries are better at supporting their local artists than Canada would be? Like,
I think they're very patriotic people there because, you know,
yeah,
and those people listen to Drake and they listen to everybody. But of course, when you have a homegrown talent and they're singing in your native language, you're really, I mean, Italians are like the most patriotic people, anyways. It's like, if it's not from Italy, it's trash for Italians. You know what I mean? So,
sure.
but yeah, I see that. I get it. You know, like you want to cheer on, you want to champion your homegrown talent, obviously. And then lots of people, English is a third or fourth language for a lot of these people in Finland and whatnot. So of course, when there's a star that's singing in their language, they can understand it more, they relate to it more, they're gonna push that more. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. I think there's some big acts like that, like out in Quebec, and Montreal has some rappers who like
Oh yeah.
I hit follow on, and like you said, when you see somebody performing in another language, you can tell like, okay, this guy is definitely skilled.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he's saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it sounds like he's practiced the craft
Oh yeah.
well enough to, put in the hours and get good at what he's doing. It must be good, but yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
speak
skill
enough French to tell
transcends.
you who's really good out in Quebec yet.
Shout out to Low Pesci.
Yeah, weird. Um, I guess. Well, and the other thing about Canadian acts is we kind of don't blow up until the states recognizes us. It seems like probably because it's so much easier for us to tour through America, right? Like, um,
Is
most
it now
Canadian
though?
artists. Well, maybe not now. That was where I was kind of meandering with,
We're
uh,
toast, man. We're toast.
meandering to get to. But are you any plans to tour America? You said you're touring Canada soon.
Fuck no, dude. I, bro, I just got a. I'm going to watch the Lakers. I'm a Lakers guy. I'm going to watch Lakers versus Portland Trailblazers in Portland in like a week, couple weeks. Man, I'm not a Canadian though. Like I'm a permanent resident.
Okay.
I'm still so yeah, it was just like the loopholes I had to do just to get down there to get my ESTA. It's like a visa, just a day visa to go down there.
Okay.
First of all, $200 just for the day. Then
Are
I
you
had to
doing a
pay for
show
the
there or
tickets
something? How come you need a visa?
because I'm a permanent resident here, right? So you
Oh,
need a visa to go visit the States when you're not a Canadian. Yeah.
okay. Didn't even know. Okay.
I don't have a Canadian passport. I'm a permanent resident here, been here fucking 30 years or whatever. But yeah, the loopholes and the way they ask you so many questions, bro. It's like I'm not looking forward to crossing the border to go to that game on that day. So,
Yeah, they're
anyways,
doing social media
that's
checks and shit now, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like all that, I'm like, oh, so that's just me going there to enjoy a basketball game and spend some money in the States, you know, and go to the Nike headquarters or whatever. So already, as like for years, I haven't toured this. I only toured the States like twice, and I did it without a permit, and that kind of screwed me. And then now, if you want to do it legitimately, you need to get your O2 or your O1 visa, which can cost from 2,500 to 5K to 7,500. You'll have it for a year or 3 years, depending on which one you get. But
Yeah.
to get that, you need to have a minimum of 10 shows or events that you're going to be on, fully contracted with everything when you upload the submission form to get an O1 or O2 visa. And you need to do that 6 months before you go. So for an indie
Hmm.
artist like me, or for many indie artists in Canada, rappers, like it's really tough to get 10 to 12 shows fully contracted 6 months before going anywhere and then applying to get your visa. And you got to pay a few racks out of your pocket. Like, bro, it's hard
Yeah.
to get a contract in Canada as a Canadian 3 months out to it for a show here. Because promoters, you're dealing not with the highest tier on my level. You're dealing some
Sure.
guys are good, some guys are a little lower tier, and they're like, oh, they don't even give you a tech rider until the day before. So it's like
Yeah.
very difficult for artists on my level or lower or even higher to get to the States because you got to be so organized.
Yeah. Well, and it's
So
easy
the
to
only,
book like if you're an arena act, I'm sure that you can
yeah,
get
of
those
course,
contracts in place
of
with big
course.
promoters and whatever
Big
early,
money.
but
If you're making people money, then it's
yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
for a guy like me, the only way to do that is to like get down there and tour with Tech Nine and get on his
Right.
tour that has already been booked already. But even that is like, why would he take a Canadian kid or or I don't know why I said Tech Nine. Any of these people,
Sure.
um, why would they take a relatively unknown kid from Canada on tour for like like. So it's very difficult to get on those tours as an opener, and then to do your own tours, it's really really hard because you need to be hella organized to even. And now I don't even know what the regulations are now with.
Yeah. With
uh
what's about to happen, nobody knows what the fuck's about to
yeah,
happen.
so I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, yeah, it's
I-
tough, man. But that's why I went to Europe, because it's always been tough for me because of this reason in the States. So I went to Europe to build up that network, um foster those relations, and just it's not there's not only America. Canada's great, but it's small in population.
yeah.
So I went to Europe, which is way bigger in population, so many countries, so many connections, and just trying to build up my name elsewhere, because the States is hard, man. It's hard.
I was just gonna ask you that, man. Like, we've been watching kind of Carney take over and diversify our economy by finding other trading partners or whatever. Do you think it's possible for Canadian artists to do the same deal and diversify to Europe and
Yeah,
Asia or wherever
for
else?
sure.
And uh, yeah,
100%. I mean, we're all it's just people in different countries and continents. If they like the music, and again, it's English, which you're listening to rap, you're understanding what I'm saying. So again, I got the advantage there. But yeah, everywhere I went in Europe, it was received really well. People buying merch, CDs, following me, hanging out, and asking me to come back already. So
yeah. How many
yeah,
languages do you speak, bro? You mentioned that your grand or your great uncle or whatever was speaking German to you, and
three,
obviously you understood it. Oh, okay.
three,
Yeah,
German,
nice.
German, Italian, and English.
Have you ever rapped in either of those other
Yeah,
languages?
yeah, I got
Oh,
some joints out there. I got some joints. I got a song called
cool.
Three, which is self-explanatory, three languages. So I rap in three languages on YouTube. Got
Okay.
a couple cuts here and there where I drop a couple bars in different languages.
Nope.
But I got a project coming out that I did in Italy with some Italian rappers and producers. That's like super multilingual. So that should be coming out this year as well.
Nice,
Um,
man.
yeah,
Looking forward to hearing that.
yeah,
Um, about well, dude, we're almost at the hour mark here. I want to get into. I always do this "How important is" section. I tried to come up with some new ones that I didn't ask you next, or
word.
that I didn't ask you last time. So,
Okay.
uh, this has been a discussion I've been seeing a lot in kind of hip hop commentary right now, with
Yeah,
like the Aiden Ross Drake thing kind of happening, about like how there's a good number of mainstream artists who are really just kind of pushing the narrative that, like, as long as you get into the bag, nothing else really matters. Like that's what makes an artist the best, is if they're getting the most money, they're getting the most plays. And so I just wanted to ask, how important is getting to the bag?
I mean, getting to the bag is important. I'm not going to deny that fact. Obviously, we want, especially if you're doing art, like whether it's bad or not, you still want to get the bag because it's all subjective. So yeah, getting to the bag is very important because it allows you to keep doing what you want to be doing. But not all money's good money either. So there's I got that inner artist dilemma, like starving artist, struggling artist dilemma. I'm blessed, you know what I mean? I'm by no means am I poor,
Yeah,
but I'm not rich, but I'm blessed. But of course, it's like, man, I wish I could have Drake bags coming in, you know what I mean? Obviously. But then it's
but
like,
every artist has to decide what they are or aren't willing to do for that, right? And
bro,
yeah,
I come to terms with myself. Like for me, art over everything. Art first. I do it for me, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm pushing 40 almost, bro. What am I gonna do? Like turn into a viral clown guy and go on?
seems unlikely. Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that, man. So I love hip hop so much. I really care about it and respect it very, very, very much. And getting to the bag is important, but you can do both, is what I'm saying. You can get to the bag, maybe not the stake money,
right. Yeah,
streamer Kai Sanat money. You know what I mean? Which is
good.
like,
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about when I bring that up. Yeah, the stake money and all that.
but I can make. I definitely tell you something. You buy this album, and I'll sign it for you, and I feel a lot more fulfilled with making $50 on some real art that I did that I get to share with people than and maybe not, because I've never tasted like getting 10 M's from somewhere. Like maybe I'd be like, yeah, man, getting the bag is so important. Fuck that art
Yeah.
shit. But
Yeah, man.
I love
I
art too much to say that. So it's like you can do both, man. You can really, again, if you're smart and you're organized and you just make the art that you want, doing the art is one thing, just be focused. And then, but if you're smart and organized, you can turn that art that you love into a market, with other people that are into niche artists. And it grows every year, like you said, not too big. Hopefully it blows up even crazier. But yeah, I don't think I'm satisfied. We can do both. You can get a bag and stay true to your art. You
yeah,
might not have a Ferrari and an infinity pool in every house that you own, but you have food in the fridge and take care of yourself and your family and like be fulfilled purposely.
hell yeah, man. That's a great answer. How important is your routine the day before a show
The day before the show, to be honest,
or
man,
day of a show? I guess like leading up
I
to a show.
just black coffee. Just get me a liter of black coffee 1 hour before set time. That's all I need.
A
That's my
full liter
routine,
of it?
man.
Shit, you must walk out there shaking.
So the thing is, I walk
Goddamn.
out there semi heart attack, right? Every time. But by the end of the set, I got no hype, man. And I just go hard for an hour and 10 minutes sometimes
Yeah,
with no breaks. By the end of that set, that caffeine has evaporated out of my skin. And I'm like, then I feel neutral and normal again after the set. I'm like, okay, cool. And I still got some energy to talk to some fans and sign some things or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just coffee. The pregame is coffee. 1 liter of black coffee, dust it, ready to go.
Are you the type of guy like? Are you hanging out with a bunch of people in kind of a party setting before you go on
I
stage,
hate
or are
that.
you zoned in,
No,
kind
I'm
of
zoned
alone?
in. I mean,
Okay, yeah,
sometimes it's inevitable. There'll be a
sure,
green room. There's a festival. There's a green room to share with a bunch of people or whatever. It's a small club and like all the openers in there wiling out, drinking henny and just smoking blunts. But if
yeah,
that happens, I'll go outside or I'll go in the car and close the door and just sit there for a minute. Like I don't want to be. I need to get in my zone for sure. I'll drink my coffee in peace. I like to be in
yeah,
peace. I mean,
yeah,
shit. There's a green room for a reason. I always say that, guys. Like
right,
it's so the artist can decide what he wants to do. If he wants to party, then he can invite it in by all means. And I used to be like that, but now I
sure.
just need tranquility. Don't talk to me for a bit. Some people think I'm a dick too. It's like, oh man, this guy's a dick. It's like, no, bro. Like I'm just trying to get into my zone so I can, and then after I'm friendly. So
I've learned that people shouldn't judge an artist's personality off of their personality on show day because it's often a bit of a different beast.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to go out in the crowd and just hang with everybody and stuff, which is cool. You know what I mean? And that's nice to do to build relationships with people. But like, I just feel it's too much small talk and it just takes my focus away from like what I got to do on the stage. So now I won't come out until
yeah,
this done. Like, so, and I used to think, oh man, fuck those artists that do that, divas. But then I'm like, nah, man, like it really, they're doing it for a reason. It's much deeper than that. So yeah,
well, and I feel like you're at a level where you're a little bit more known than maybe 20 years ago when you were hanging out in the crowd
sure,
drinking with your
sure,
friends or whatever, right? So it
sure,
becomes a different thing as time progresses that way too,
for
and
sure,
people become
for sure.
more, yeah, more known.
After, no problem.
Sure.
If after you do a show and if the artist decides to come out to the merch table and all that, and then they're assholes, I hate that. But after
Yeah,
the show, I'm good. It's like, okay, now I get to show my appreciation just by talking to you. You came, you paid your money, you're here, you waited for me. Then it's full on appreciation. I'll say hi to everybody. But before, it
yeah.
kind of fucks with me. Yeah.
Well, and after the show, the pressure's off.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
then
when
you're
it's time
chilling.
to yeah, have fun. How about this, man? How important is avoiding AI as an artist?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. That's such a hard response to give, but I'm not
For you
using AI.
personally? Yeah,
I'm not using AI. I don't want to. I feel like I've seen Timbaland, Suno, all these things. All it's crazy, bro. It's like, man, art is such a human art. It's a human art form. It's one of the coolest things that humans have made is art. So
yeah,
music
yeah,
is such a spiritual and personal thing. I'll never again, bro. I've never even let someone write a line for me in a song. So it's like, of course, I will never use AI for anything for me for writing a melody, a song. It won't ever happen. There's
yeah,
I don't even like it when a guy gives me like I got like 8 Maltese or whatever, and he gives me one. Yo, don't give me Maltese. I don't even like it. I won't use it because it's like that was you, wasn't me. And I
yeah.
like to keep my music me 100%. So yeah, I'm not an AI guy. I frown upon people using AI to make music. Make music, man. There's so many tools, and technology is so crazy. Like you can make your own beat just by pressing a few buttons, which is kind of AI too. But like, find the melody yourself, produce the drum pattern yourself, or find a sample and flip it. Or
Yeah, yeah, totally. There's artistic ways. It's like you were talking about with Splice earlier. There's artistic ways to use technology, and then there's just cookie cutter
yeah.
bullshit ways to use technology.
Oh man,
Um, yeah, and I
no, I'm
think a
not a
lot of
fan.
people don't
Yeah,
avoid that with AI.
fuck that.
Okay, yeah. Um, about how important is a New Year's resolution? What's your opinion on people with New Year's resolutions?
I don't really have an opinion on that. Just like
Did you make one? You don't make one?
I don't make them now. I just
Yeah,
like I don't need a date to tell me when I need to make a change or improve. I just try to constantly improve. It's things that I have to improve on all the time, whether it's dietary or just learning something, picking up a new hobby that's beneficial. But like, I'm not gonna hate on people that like want to do a New Year's resolution, quitting
yeah,
cigarettes or whatever. I mean, that hats off to these people. But I don't. I've never been a New Year's resolution guy. So
makes sense. I kind of
just like,
figured that would be your answer. You seem like a type of guy who's making big goals for a ways away, regardless of what day or month it is.
yeah, I don't do the whole Gregorian calendar stuff.
Fair.
Such an artist answer. No, I had to let him know. I know about the Gregorian calendar.
Um, about how important is having friends who aren't also artists?
Oh man, super important. My best. I don't even like the term best friends because like the fuck is that? Best friends.
Yeah,
I use I got some friends that are different for different things that are amazing for different things. I don't. Yeah, no friends that aren't into doing music. They'll give you real advice. The friends I have that I've known for 25 years, they just be like, yo, this song is incredible. Like, it's good to hear perspective from people that are non-music people too. Sometimes music people will just tell you your shit is dope too because they want to get something out of you. They want to be put on a show or they want to make a song with you down the road. So they're thinking like that. It sucks, but like even I'm thinking like that. I'm never gonna be like, yo, your shit's garbage to someone because it's just my
never.
well, okay, maybe not never, but I'm saying like
Yeah,
let's just say let's just say there's an artist who I like 50% of his music. The other
yeah,
50% I'm not a fan of. I'm not going to be like, but we're homies. We've been working in the past. We might go on tour together. I'm not going to be like, yo, that shit's garbage. Because when you do that, you're going to kill some opportunities for you because, we're artists all sensitive as fuck. So, like, if you say,
yeah,
yo, but I also, I'm like, why do I need to tell him what I think? It's just my opinion, and it's gonna make him fucking be insecure and just feel shitty. But whatever. Like, if
sure.
they're rapping about some crazy shit or singing about some shit that I absolutely despise, they'll hear from me if I see them. Obviously. But I just mean like if it's not for me, but the music is still appreciated by others, I'm not gonna cut them down
I've
because
adapted
also
that mentality too with
no.
the
But I'm
stuff I
saying, bro,
listen
I'm
to, man.
telling you, and any artist they ask that to, they can be like, "Fuck that, I'll be real." It's like artists artists need opportunities from other artists too. So mouths are going to be quiet when it comes to how they really feel about certain things because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, and they might shoot themselves in the foot and burn a bridge that they might not want to burn in a year or two. So
Yeah,
um, I don't even know what I'm
100%.
saying anymore.
No, it's better to give compliments than it is and I listen to 8 hours worth of new music every week. So as I sit there streaming it, doing like reactions or whatever the fuck, I'm not the guy who shits on the artists that I don't like. I'll typically skip down the line to the next song, and
That's what I do too. I mean, if someone asked me, and an artist asked me, "Yo, give me your honest, dead ass opinion on this
right,
record,"
yeah,
if they're really adamant about it, I will, whether it's good
yeah,
or bad, I really will give them an honest opinion because I think that's important for an artist. But yeah, non-artist relationships are key because I feel like it could be potentially more honest than an opinion from an artist peer. Again,
yeah,
because they might want their opinion might be based on what they need from you down the road. You know what I mean?
right.
So
Yeah, or even just not wanting to step on toes or whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah, artists have a mutual respect for one another, and I
yeah,
think
and that's cool.
yeah, nobody likes having their art criticized by people they're not asking to criticize it, really.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. All right, man. Oh, actually, let me ask you one more of these because you mentioned something about hobbies, developing hobbies, and I did
Mm.
have this on the list. How important is spending time on hobbies outside of music?
Oh, super important. I mean, that's like the fuel for that's life stuff, playing, whether playing cards or chess or reading crazy amounts of literature. Those are all things that are super, super key and fill up the artistic tank. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always very adamant about a lot of reading, writing outside of music, just not rhyme.
Any book recommendations you can make? What have you read lately?
Right now, I'm reading Animal Farm, George Orwell. Very good book. And then I was reading, the Homo sapiens and Homo erectus and Nexus trilogy from Noah Harari.
Yeah, I read
Crazy book,
Homo sapiens. I haven't read the other two yet, but yeah,
amazing books, insane books. 48 Laws of Power was really good. Um, the Revenge of the Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell, very good book. Just finished that.
nice.
Yeah, there's some
I just
recommendations.
I just picked that one up.
Oh,
Questlove's new
sick,
hip
sick,
hop history. Yeah,
dope,
so
man,
that's what I'm chopping into myself. But
dope.
yeah, man, it was fun talking with you. I appreciate you
Always,
coming through again. And
always.
I guess before I let you go here, I always ask everybody the same thing. Can you describe your local hip hop scene? I know you did it last time, but maybe, you know, maybe something's changed.
Yeah, this has changed. It's trash. I'm the best. Only buy my music. Everyone's garbage. I'm just playing.
Great answer.
The local scene is great, man. Vancouver is a do-it-yourself city. There's no real label infrastructures here, so everyone's just doing their own thing and trying their best and grinding, and that kind of fosters this like everyone has multiple styles and sounds and versatility here. It's not so like you can't say this artist does this only. There's people are very experimental here, which is a
Yeah,
good thing, you know what I mean? Because experimenting means you're going to find new things and discover new sounds and crossovers that might potentially work, might not. And that's, I think, why Vancouver lacks having an identity, because we've just been very experimental here. And I keep seeing that. But at the end of the day, that could be a strength down the road, you know? So shout out to everybody in the studio cooking and working. Vancouver's a dope scene. So many great artists here. Can't say anything bad about them at all. And I'm just happy to be part of it, man.
love to hear it, man. I've been asking this one. Any Canadian artists that you'd like to collab with who you haven't? Breathe it into existence. Manifest it.
Danielson,
All right. Yeah, I'd
Say
like to hear
Z,
that. That'd be dope.
Say Z,
Okay. Yeah.
AO Biggs. Um, hmm.
That's a few. I mean, yeah.
I'll say I'll
If
say those I'll say those three for now.
yeah, sounds good, man. Um, any shows or tours? We mentioned you're
Yeah.
touring February 8th, and yeah, one last
My
final
name is
time to plug your albums and websites and all that stuff.
all there. My name
It's
is
all there.
junk.com. Merch, pre-order the vinyl. Horrible Pleasures album comes out in March 20th. The tour starts February 8th. Get your tickets now. Today's actually, well, this is probably going to be, well, if you're watching this live, today's the last day to get 20% off on early bird tickets for any city in Canada. So go
Nice.
to mynameisjunk.com, get your tickets. They're there. Vinyl, merch, concert listings, drops, everything is there.
Are you coming to Alberta? What are you playing in Alberta?
Edmonton, Red Deer, Calgary,
Okay.
uh,
Nice.
um, Lloydminster. I'm just thinking around there. Yeah, Victoria, Nanaimo, Vancouver, Kelowna, Kamloops, Nelson, Montreal, Toronto, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Ottawa. Uh,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a big tour, man. Yeah, that
yeah,
sounds
it's
good.
like 20 shows or something. So all the notable cities, a couple smaller ones in between. So hopefully I
Nice.
see you out at one of these, bro.
I'd like to try to make it, man. That would be dope. Maybe the Calgary one I'll get up to. That's probably the closest one. Um, all right, man. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had on the list to ask you. I appreciate you doing this, bro. And looking forward to hearing all the new music.
Appreciate you, man. Very, very, I love your show. I love your questions. So stay blessed and honored to be the first guest of 2026, man. Peace out,
Hell
bro.
yes. I'm honored too, man. Thanks. Peace.
Word up.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. And if if you watch these things after the fact on YouTube, I appreciate you. But do make sure, that you go over to Twitch. That's where these things happen live every Tuesday now through the end of April. I'm booked for interviews with different Canadian artists across the scenes. There's lots and lots coming up. Let me find my schedule. So next week, I'm talking to Shiloh, one half of a group called the Dookie Bros. He's an MC, producer, engineer based out in Toronto, and he is not afraid to share, disgruntled opinions about the music industry. So I'm looking forward to talking to him next week. He has been a little bit frustrated with the lack of reception to his music, I feel like, judging from his social posts. So that should be an interesting talk. Next Tuesday, January 13th at 7 here on Twitch. January 20th, I talked to Toronto-based producer Fresh Kills. He's back to talk again. He just dropped a song where he was singing on one of his own beats. He also just had twins, him and his wife, are welcoming new members of the family. So I've been following, his proceedings on the stories and on all the social media, and it looks like he's staying busy tapping away on his sampler. It should be a good talk. I had fun talking to Fresh Kills a couple years ago, and we've kept in touch a little bit here and there over the years, but I'm looking forward to chopping it up with him. Starcore, who is a collaborator who's worked with Junk in the past for sure. He's a producer. I believe he's based in Toronto. I could be wrong. Maybe he's Vancouver. No, you know what? I think he's a Vancouver-based producer, which would make more sense because he's worked with Junk in the past. But yeah, he doesn't do many interviews and kind of told me that he isn't normally used to putting his face to the music. He says, probably a lot of people don't know what he looks like at this point. So looking forward to talking to him January 27th. Because honestly, I don't know what he looks like. I recognize his name, and I know that he's worked with, a lot of people in the Canadian industry over the years, including I remember Javier Escuela put out a track that was on Starcore production that he was hyping up a few years back while I was doing AdSig. So even the locals have worked with Starcore. He's pretty well established in the scene, makes great beats. February 3rd, I'm talking to Edmonton-based producer. No, sorry, not producer. Maybe he's a producer? I don't know. He's an MC. And also, at this point, he's an internet personality, I think, because he does reaction videos and stuff. And I talked to him 2 years ago. Just Jordan will be joining me February 3rd to kind of update me on how he has managed to get 100,000 followers on YouTube, which was what he was celebrating at New Year's, that he has managed to hit the 6-figure mark on subscribers on his YouTube. So props to him. I'm interested in hearing about his new music and the journey to get where he's at right now. February 10th, I talked to Zeppo. He's a dope kind of underground, gritty lyricist out of Toronto. Should be a good one. And then February 17th, I'm very excited. 2 return guests, Asun Eastwood and Lord Juco will be back joining me on Fly in Formation. They had a dope album drop, I want to say late November, maybe early December. That was called Two Birds, so we're going to talk about that. But those guys are really 2 of my favorite lyricists in the country, so I was really excited to see them team up. And then I was even more excited when they said that they would be happy to join me on Fly in Formation. That should be dope. And then February 24th, I'm talking to Michael Shabazz. He is based, I believe, in St. John, New Brunswick. East Coast-based MC. I first heard him rapping on stuff with Stephen Hero, and he has, good, I mean, of course, good, solid delivery. I don't like anybody who's bad at rapping, but he also has a good message in a lot of his stuff, and he's often someone who I see on threads saying things that I agree with, on not only his music, but in the public domain on social media. And booking into March and April already. It's almost solidified, so soon I'll be able to show the schedule for that. You can always find everything I do including, new schedules for Fly in Formation and new episodes of After the Smoke is Clear, playing all Canadian hip hop. Dubious.com is the hub. I just today finished updating and catching all the post section up. You can click the post section or dubious.com/posts. That's where I blog about all this music. I don't always have time to type a ton about the mixes that I put up for After the Smoke is Clear. But the occasional mix, I do sit there for a while and spend the time to actually type a little blurb about each song or each artist or each album or whatever. But yeah, you can definitely find everything I do over there and keep up to it over there. I appreciate everybody coming through. Thanks for saying hi in the Twitch chat there. Appreciate y'all. Good to see you. And, join me on the next one. I'll be back next week on Tuesday as well. I'm always on here streaming through the afternoons. Sometimes I'm working on After the Smoke is Clear. Sometimes I'm listening to the new music, trying to find picks for Sick. Other times I'm on here working on my own music, although that's increasingly rare. Sometimes I'm just gaming, getting stoned. It happens, I like to enjoy other hobbies outside of music, just like Junk just said we all should. So, yeah. Anyway, this was fun. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.